Welcome to the What's Your Next podcast, the podcast that top us your TBR. We got recommendations today. I decided to bring back my original podcast from 2018 where I said what I was currently reading. These podcasts are going to hopefully I'll do them every week and let you know what I've been reading. And so you get some recommendations, you get my honest reviews of what's working, what's not working, and whether you want to pick it up for yourself because my yuck might be your yum or my yum can be your yuck. So we're just a happy family with some recommendations. I have to be honest, I have not been reading. I have not been reading with Audible. I actually, after 2,000 days of reading with my Kindle, I have not picked my Kindle up for 5 days. I decided I was like, it's just hard. I don't know why. Maybe because the world's just on fire and there's a lot of anxiety and just a lot of internal shifts are happening. And so it's been really difficult to sit down and read just sit down and read for 50 minutes. I've been so attached to my phone. I've been doom scrolling like there's no tomorrow. And I'm just kind of, what is going on? However, audio is working. So I'm getting my stories through audio. A little bit of what's been happening. I live in Tampa. And for the first 3.5 years, I lived without a car. So it was basically, I was staying in my house for most of the time. Everything got delivered. It was very isolation, very pandemic shutdown from 5 years ago. I've been living like that for 5 years. So basically, just get everything delivered. I'll take Ubers to go to my places. I had joined a yoga studio, so I've been going to yoga. Before that, I was in a bar studio, and I would go to my bar classes. Those were my outings. But good news is, right before the tariffs went up, I bought a car. Well, my brother helped me buy a car, but we bought a car. So I am so excited. I'm a car owner. I got a brand new car, like basically a model that's hopefully is going to last me a long term. It has it warranted. It has like bells and whistles. It has this like camera and the back camera. You should know that I have no idea what cars look like in 2025 because the last car that I owned was in 2005. So it's been 20 years that I haven't had a car. I lived in New York for the first 14 years. And then I lived in Chicago, and then I was 3 years in Tampa. And when I moved to Tampa, it was 2021. If you remember, cars were really expensive at the time. So I was just like, carless going on. So I've been like driving my car, and it's been awesome because there's Bluetooth, it didn't exist back in 2005. But then again, audios were not the same way. The phones were not working the same way. We did not have iPhones when I actually had a car. So I had a 1999 Jetta at the time. My car was like bare bones. So this one's like fancy. So I got the Bluetooth. So I've been listening to my Hoopla Audible. I've been going down my Audible library. I've been listening to some ARCs. I receive audio ALCs as part of my job as a podcaster. So I've been listening to books. So books have been listening has been amazing. I actually invested in some headphones, very cheap. Actually, they were like $60. They're great. They long last battery. The audio is great. It may not have the fancy noise canceling or everything, but I don't have like places where there's noise canceling needed because I live by myself. So I've been enjoying audiobooks. And I have to tell you, when I read this past week, I finished one book. I'm going to the second book, and I started a couple books for in the nighttime. So when I listen to books, I listen to them in the car. I listen to them at night before going to bed. I listen to them during my chores. And I just listen to them. If I really like the story, I'll listen to them throughout my day. Other things I've been doing is learn how to watch TV because that's an art that I actually miss out too. My phone has taken away the art of watching TV. So I've been watching TV. That's been fine. So I watch Traders, which there's a recap episode that's going to be airing sometime this week. My recap might take on the series, the finale, the reunion, everything about the season. There'll be actually a recap about with Megan with Love because I've been watching it. Sort of hate watching it because I consider myself having a privileged life. I'm single, I'm child free, I have a job that pays well, I have the content creation that pays well. So I have disposable income, and I have a place where I just time freedom actually because I work remotely. So I have time freedom of run errands in the middle of the day, like planning my meals and go to yoga every day. That's my life. I have a really privileged life, and I understand and I work really hard for it, and I enjoy it. But watching Megan pretending to be perfect when she's not perfect and trying to teach us things that are like, yeah, I don't care. This is what rich people do. make the lease parties and like how to make the lurches. I don't know. I really appreciate Ina. I love Ina's memoir. If you're looking for a memoir, that's amazing. Ina's memoir is delightful. I also love Martha's documentary, which is also a great companion story for both of them. Because Martha is like perfectionist and she's type A perfectionist. She doesn't give a fuck. And I'm sorry to curse, but this is my podcast, so we're going to go with it. So Martha does not give a fuck what you think. She just tells you how she should done. So I love Martha. But Megan is trying to do so hard for something that I'm like, it's just not giving. Like, I don't know. It's just not working for me. But I'm watching it. I'm watching it in the background because it's just rich people just having a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort to just do this. It's a little bit trad wife, but not too trad wife. And there's not twin kids and a trad wife. Let's just keep pregnancy. But I've been watching that. And then I actually started watching Paradise in Hulu. Don't ask me why, because this is not the show that I normally watch. But on Friday afternoon, I was like kind of bored at work. Actually, no, I was not working. It was Thursday afternoon. I was bored at work. And I was like, I need something to watch. I'm tired of my YouTube when I'm watching YouTube. I watch MLM content at the MLM content on YouTube. That's my take on. I deep dive, and I've been deep diving blogs about like wellness girlies and like productivity, which is like very aspirational, but I'm like, that's definitely not for me. At least not how I'm going to live my life. But I started watching Paradise. Just randomly, I watched the first episode and I was incredibly hooked. Do I know what the heck is happening? No, I do not know. I had no idea this was dystopian. I did not know this was, I thought this was CIA, like Secret Service, like saving the president, but there's so much to the story with it. And there's so many nuances, so many Easter eggs, and I'm trying to figure out. And I'm loving it. So I'm on episode 3. I am saving it for tomorrow when I'm at work. That's going to be my work show. I also started the Pitt, but it's too graphic for me. And like, I really like the Pitt, but it's just too graphic. It's just too hard. I also work in the medical field, so it's kind of like hard to watch. But yeah, those are what I'm watching. So I'm enjoying that. I've been watching YouTube. So if you want YouTube recommendations, just shoot me an email, Laura@whattoreadnextblog.com. But I love scam commentary. I love white collar crime. I love like any type of fraudulent behavior. I'm just like here for it. I also loved apple cider vinegar, which is so triggering because I was involved in the wellness world. I originally was a fitness, healthy living influencer, like a blogger, not influencer. I was a blogger at the time. This is the 2010s. We were early adapters. And so I saw from the sidelines all these grifters, which I now have followed them and I see how grifting their behavior is. And I'm horrified. At the same time, thank God I just did not fall into any further, but I did fall into quite a few. So I watch Apple Cider Vinegar, and it's about Australian grifter con artist who pretended to have cancer to sell her alternative medicine supply, so treatment. And she didn't have cancer, and she really hurt a lot of people. And I have to tell you, it was triggering at times. It was triggering not just her, it was also the other Mila, the character Mila, who actually had cancer, who was selling alternative treatment and like really like just hurting not just herself, but the rest of the world that were following her. It is interesting. Cece Suarez has a great video where she talks about the other real life apple cider vinegars, other people who've done these alternative wellness experiences. And it's just so triggering. As someone who's been involved in the wellness world, I had an eating disorder, and so I was really prone to that kind of behavior and trying to fix myself. And it's just, I'm going through a lot of healing. I am doing a lot of healing. I am going to therapy. I am doing the thing that I need to do to detoxify my mind of like gurus and like quick schemes and all those different things. So that's that. So those are the shows. So shows that I mentioned are Traders US with Meghan with Love, or Meghan, the Meghan Markle show, or Meghan Sussex show, or Meghan the Duchess of Sussex show. Because we're gonna call her all the different names. Paradise, which is on Hulu, and is great. The Pitt, which is a little bit like triggering and very graphic, and apple cider vinegar. So you got plenty of watch lists for you to binge on. I did not watch the Love Is Blind series. I watched the first episode. I was bored out of my mind. My friend Kelly from Boobies and Newbies and Fat Fiction Fat Feminist Fiction Substack, she basically told me like the first 6 episodes are boring as fuck and they're all in the plots. And I was like, yep, nope, not really interested. I did enjoy the ending where all the MAGA people got left at the altar, which was a great ending for that because you got to live with your consequences. If you have not noticed, I am extremely liberal. So if you don't like this, I'm sorry. You can go somewhere else. You can unfollow. I understand. No pressure, no hard feelings. I am a liberal. I believe in social causes. I believe in basically we should take care of each other and community and government should also support us. So yes, I've been calling my rep every week. I've been demanding a town hall. That's basically what I do in my town because I do have time. So needless to say. So those are an apple cider vinegar. So those are the shows that I've been watching. And then I actually will talk about what I was currently reading. So I actually been reading a couple books on audio. They're pre-releases. They're coming out this week or in the next couple weeks. Is literally pulling the names of the books. They're mysteries. So one is a little bit more mystery horror and then more a stronger mystery. And the other one's kind of like a mystery rom-com. So the first book that I did that I'm listening to it, the chapters are long. And I have to tell you, it's kind of it's very annoying because as someone who just I'd rather have short chapters. I don't know about you. I just need 10-minute chapters. I don't need 30 minutes or an hour-long chapter. I'm like, keep the story moving. Keep it moving. So it's A Proposal to Die For by Molly Harper. So this is she's not a wedding. She's she manages to put together proposals, engagement proposals. And so this friend of me tells her that she's going to marry this really rich guy. And she's, oh my God, he did a charitable proposal and you need to redo it over. And I want you to hire her. And so it's a pretty big contract, but she's a high maintenance bride. And high maintenance brides encourages her to attend a retreat with her, some bridal retreat of trying to find herself and everything. And situations happen, a dead guy appears, and they have to figure it out. That's the story. It's kind of like a rom-com, cozy mystery rom-com. They're fun. They're not too gory. There's no gory in the page. There's not any terrible things happen. Well, yes, the dead guy, but you know what I mean. It's like a Finley Donovan, kind of like that. So that's one. That's A Proposal to Die For by Molly Harper. And then I'm listening to All the Other Mothers Hate Me by Sarah Harmon. This book is so fucking good. And I had to curse because it's so good. I am savoring it. So this is a story. Former think about Danny Kane. Girl band singer is now mother. She lives in London. She's from California. Which, if you watch Ladies of London, the people in London society is very different from American society. And you look down upon new money and a lot of expats. So she's have everything against her. She doesn't have friends. And so her son is in a posh school and there's a school trip and another kid from a posh family disappears and her son may be involved in it. And so she's trying to figure out how to clear her son's name. And also mothers hate her. So it's she's trying to investigate. She's trying to be the amateur sleuth. It's sarcastic. It's just funny. There's a scene where she gets arrested, but she doesn't get arrested. They take her, they wait for her. And so she calls another mother who's a lawyer, just, hey, I think I got arrested. Can you help me pick up? And the girl picks her up and she's like, don't you have friends? And she's like, yeah, no, I don't have friends. We're just going to be fine. So they're working together trying to solve the mystery. It's delightful. It comes out March 11. You should definitely add it. It's going to be, if you like Finley Donovan, this is actually more Finley Donovan book. It has sex. It has the things that Finley Donovan doesn't have. It has them, but it's so good. So that's All the Other Mothers Hate Me by Sarah Harmon. So add that to your TBR. Okay, now let's go to the Audible books because I've been trying to listen to my Audible books that I've been buying Audible sales. I cancel my Audible subscription. I'm one of those people who cancels Audible subscriptions when they're not on sale. I try to get the deals. It comes out every 6 to a year. You just cancel it, and then 6 months later or a year, you'll get a new offer, and you just use the offer. That's how I approach Audible. I do get Audible books thanks to WhisperSync, so I do keep Kindle Limited. So then I just buy the WhisperSync. I borrow the book from Kindle Limited, And then I go to Whisper Sing and it costs me $7 and still cheaper than a credit. So that's how I justify it. Good news for Audible exclusive, Podium Entertainment, which is one of the audiobook producers, have released a lot of their Audible exclusive tool libraries. So Hoopla, Libby, and they're everywhere. So if you're looking for libraries that are looked at added on, check my Substack. I do review non-resident library cards. I tell you which ones are worth the money and which ones are worth based on your reading taste. Because not every library is the same, as we know. So I can tell you like which ones are for cozy mysteries, which ones are for new releases, which ones are for audio, which ones are for romance, which ones are worth it. I am testing out new libraries every year. I trust out. I actually invest my main money is investing in libraries and trying to test out. There will be actually a Notion Substack, a paid upgrade, where I'll tell you which audiobooks you can find, where to find it. So that's actually a work in progress that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. I will let you know in the future what's currently reading, but that's happening in the future. But needless to say, so Audible has been like just trying to use some of the Audible credits I bought and everything. So I read, I think it's Holding Down the Reins by Paisley Hope a couple years ago, like I think about a year ago when it was first released, when it was KU. And the best way I can describe it is Everything in the Kitchen Sink book. It has a former hockey player who owns a rink, who owns a bar, who helps out a forest ranch, who is saving the town, and he has 5 jobs. He's a bartender, he's the owner, he's the millionaire. He's everywhere. And then there's this heroine who is a sister, his best friend's brother's sister and little sister who needs a job. And so she gets hired to work in the rink. And they have a whole forced proximity and whatnot. It's fine. It was okay. But the second book was on a sale. So I was like, you know what? It's on a sale. I might as well just give it a try. And so I bought Treating the Heart, which both books got picked up by a traditional publisher. I think it's Valentine. I'm not sure. It's one of the traditional publishers have picked it up. Now the books are not KU. They're much more expensive. So I was like, let me test out the second book. Let me see if it actually is better or if it's just got worse. But second book, I have to tell you, it was edited down. It was one job, one simple thing, and it was delightful. So this book follows, I think, the heroine's brother. And so he is the owner of the ranch. It's a forced ranch. It's actually a ranch that they actually have horses that compete in the Kentucky Derby. So they're actually like, it's a big job. That the first book, we hear that the head trainer of the ranch had to go maternity leave. So he had to hire someone else to do this. And the heroine is the trainer that gets hired. She's escaping from a native ranch. She's actually like escaping from like a not domestic violence, but like an abusive relationship. So she's like coming in. It's with that, and the other producer was someone who owns the ranch that she was working on. So she has a hesitation of getting involved with the hero. He also has hesitation getting involved with her, and they're just like forced proximity. She sprains her ankle and she needs to stay at his place, and things happen. So it's delightful. It's fun. It's for first girls. I love it, like just the ranch and the specifics. The audiobook's excellent. So I would suggest, like, if you have a good luck with the first book, I'm not sure the title, Paisley Hope's the first book. Treating the Hearts is much better. So I'm actually looking forward to the third book, and I'll keep you posted because I'll keep reading this stuff. The other series that I actually been reading is the Bailey Hannah, because we're still on the ranch cowboy related stuff. So I would read Alive and Wells by Bailey Hannah. I think you talked about it on the Substack before. So this one, I started it, but it was really tough to start because the first chapter, there's domestic violence scene, and it's pretty graphic. The heroine has to escape her house because he holds her at gunpoint, and she just escapes and goes to this other ranch in Canada. And then she gets a job, she's trying to start her life, and the hero doesn't like her because she's like a city girl, and he has experience with city girls. And so it's a enemies to lovers kind of deal. And it's a challenging book because the heroine doesn't act the way you expect her to act. But the hero is the one who's like taking things slow and like being mindful of her and doing everything she can. So it's just interesting. It's not for everyone. I recommend this to my friend Francesca, and I'll tag her take on it because she has to take off. I had to suspend disbelief, and it was delightful. If you're looking for high seaweed, spicy cowboy romance set in Canada, the Elsie Silver books, this book is for you. So I was so curious about the second book because I was like, well, I might as well. But the problem is that this series got picked up by Traditional Publish. So that means that I have to buy the book at full price and I'm refused to in order to get the audiobook because the audiobook is Audible exclusive. Podium did not release them under libraries. So I was like, oh no, this is not happening. What am I going to do? So I got an offer for Amazon Music where you can borrow one audiobook a month, essentially one credit of Audible a month for $0. If you keep Amazon Music, it's $10.99, but you just borrow it and you could keep the same book or you can just return it and stop playing. Or you return and get a new book every month. So I got an offer for 3 months for free. And I was like, well, I'm just going to borrow this book. So I am actually almost done listening to it. Okay, it's bad. And let's just be honest. This episode is going to be a pretty long, chatty episode, but this is the setting. So it is what they call a bread. If you follow Beatrice and Bubbly, it is spicy time, habits 10%, 5 to 10%. It's still lusty. So the heroine and the hero are not related to the people in the Live Walls. I think he works in the ranch or he's connected to ranch, but I couldn't find a relationship. She's completely separate. So the heroine was dating some random Jew who cheated on her, and they happened to be at the same bar that she was. And she wanted to have revenge and she wanted to get it on. So she gets a hero who had a crush on her, and he was like the bad boy kind of deal, stuff like that. So he's kind of like wrong side of the tracks, but he's not really wrong side of the tracks. He has a stable job and everything. So they get it on outside, and after the rodeo, I think it's after the rodeo, and they had sexy times. And 6 weeks later, oh my gosh, we're pregnant. So I want to keep the baby because I have PCOS and it's really difficult to have a baby and all those different things. And I want to keep it. And she was terrified to tell her dad, but she's 31. I want to preface, she's 31. Her dad's not happy that she's pregnant out of wedlock. And I'm like, okay, when you're 31, like you can make your own decisions. It's not like you're a teen mom. Although I consider myself a teen mom if I have a baby at 43. But we're not there. Okay. So she's basically is like having the pregnancy and tells him, I'm going to have a baby and I'm going to be there for her. He has his own trauma history of domestic violence and abuse and all these different things. And he wants to be everything his father was not to him. So he's like the perfect boyfriend. Well, she doesn't want to have him as a boyfriend. She's just like, sure, I'm not sure. But there's something happens. He's been like there for her from the beginning. Something happens, like he has to stay over. I think there's a blizzard because I'm listening to this. So I'm not like listening. I'm just listening. So I think there's a blizzard and he has to stay over at her place, and he decides to sleep on the floor because the couch is too small and he's big, and he sleeps on her floor and she's on her floor, and she needs to have sexy times in order to fall asleep. So she decides to have sexy times, but she's decided not to use the toy. So he figures out because he's like, hey, what's happening? So she's, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? What's happening? Well, long story short, they get it on, and they get it on every night because it turns out that she needs it to fall asleep. This is her ambient. Her ambient is sexy times. So she does it the whole time, and then she goes on a girls' trip. This is where I am. She's on a girls' trip with her friend, doing kind of like a baby moon. I'm in Vancouver, just enjoying my life, going to clubs, doing the things I'm not supposed to. I won't be able to do when I have a baby. And she complains that she cannot fall asleep without the sexy times. And I'm like, okay, well, can you take magnesium or melatonin or something? Or maybe do you take care of yourself? Because she needs help. So she's now in a place where she's aware that she actually has feelings for him, that he is her boyfriend, and he wants to be with her. So we're gonna see if there's a third eye breakup, but I'll keep it posted. So that's Seeing Red by Bailey Hannah. And I would tell you, borrow it for Amazon Music. Don't buy it. It's not worth the credit. Borrow it for Amazon Music for free if you want. If you're curious and listening to this, if this is your jam, if you're looking for a surprise pregnancy, this book is for you. If there's surprise pregnancy, there's a whole lot of pregnancy. So that's Seeing Red by Bailey Hannah. This was a lengthy, chatty episode that I'm actually not going to edit. I'm going to leave it as is. So you get to see me chat about TV shows to watch, books to read, books to listen, and what's been going on in my life. I'll come back next Sunday with another chatty episode, and I'll try to release them most Sundays. So just an FYI. Okay. Oh, and if you enjoyed this podcast, consider rate, review, or subscribe. If you want to get more book recommendations, come to our blog, whattoreadnextblog.com. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great day.